Sports relocations are always full of controversy, backlash, and also happiness among some fans. But most of the time, relocation is for the better, and not only from a business standpoint. Sometimes teams simply get better from a change of scenery. I'm Justin Fraction, and today we present 10 sports teams that got better after relocation. At TPS, we post videos every single day, so don't forget to click the subscribe button to subscribe. Then click the notification bell to be notified when we post a new video. And a big shout out to Weegum Nate for suggesting this video list. Lydio. We'll go with Lydio. And if you have any ideas for cool Lydios, let us know down in the comment section. You never know, we might use one and give you a shout out, and we'll do this for you. And I'll call it a Lydio or a list. That's my other favorite one. Number 10, Tennessee Titans. The Houston Oilers had some good years with quarterback Warren Moon and running back Eddie George, but things began to unravel after the 1993 season. They won just 2 games in 1994 and endured 5 consecutive losing seasons. They relocated to Tennessee in 1997 and changed their name to the Titans in 1999. That year, they reached Super Bowl 34, the first and only time they've made it all the way to the big dance. The Titans lost to the St. Louis Rams in Super Bowl 34, but they remained steady and consistent in the 2000s. Tennessee made the playoffs in 2000, 2002, and 2003 under Jeff Fisher's leadership. They got there again in 2007 and 8. And Houston got its football team back when the Texans joined the NFL as an expansion team in 2002. All turned out just fine for everybody. Number 9, Washington Nationals. The Montreal Expos relocated to Washington for the 2005 season, and the move benefited the franchise. The Expos hadn't made the playoffs since 1981. They couldn't attract star players, and attendance was horrible. MLB had no choice but to move the Expos. Montreal had registered losing seasons in 6 of their final 8 years there, but several years after they moved to Washington, the franchise turned a corner. All-star slugger Bryce Harper led the Nationals to the playoffs in 2012. Steven Strasburg and Max Scherzer formed one of baseball's top pitching rotations. The Nationals won the NL East Division in 2012, 14, 16, and 17. Their last losing season, you'd have to go back to 2011. Number 8, Utah Jazz. The Jazz played in New Orleans for their first 5 years in existence, and each of them ended in a losing season. Their most wins in a season? 39. That's bad. The Jazz relocated to Utah for the 1979-80 season, and the franchise completely turned it around. Shortly after, Hall of Famers Karl Malone and John Stockton turned Utah into one of the NBA's best teams. Utah made the playoffs every year from 1984 to 2003. They reached the NBA Finals in 97 and 98, but lost to the Chicago Bulls both times, like most other teams did. With Donovan Mitchell leading the way, Utah is once again an emerging team in the Western Conference. And yeah, New Orleans has the Pelicans now. Number 7, Indianapolis Colts. The Colts were straight up awful in Baltimore during the post-Johnny Unitas era, once he left following the 1972 season. The Colts had 6 straight losing seasons to close out their time in Baltimore, and the franchise relocated to Indianapolis for the 1984 season. Then they made the playoffs in 1987 and registered winning seasons in 1988 and 92. They reached the 1995 AFC Championship game and got to the playoffs again in 1996. And when they drafted Peyton Manning first overall in 1998, all this franchise embarked on was a Super Bowl 41 championship. They made the playoffs every year from 2002 to 2010. Andrew Luck got them to the postseason in 2012, 13, and 14 too. Oh, and Baltimore got the Ravens, and they produced a pair of Super Bowl championships. Number 6, Memphis Grizzlies. The Grizzlies only spent 6 seasons in Vancouver, but they never topped 23 wins in a season during their time there. They went a putrid 8-14 in the lockout-shortened 1998-99 season. The Grizzlies relocated to Memphis for the 2001-2 season, and they became a consistent playoff team in the West. This group qualified for the postseason in 2004, 5, and 6. After a rough stretch, the Grizzlies punched tickets to the playoffs every year from 2011 to 17, which included a trip to the 2013 Western Conference Finals. The Grizzlies registered 50-win seasons in 2004, 13, 14, and 15. Number 5, New Jersey Devils. The Devils franchise was originally based in Kansas City. They moved to Colorado and became the Rockies for the 1976-77 season. The Rockies made the postseason just once in 6 years before relocating to New Jersey for the 1982-83 season. The Devils turned a corner in the late 80s and emerged as one of the ultimate powerhouses of the 90s. Legendary icons Martin Brodeur, Scott Stevens, and Scott Niedermayer became the cornerstones of a dynasty. New Jersey won the Stanley Cup in 1995, 2000, and 2003. They also reached the finals in 2001 and 12. The folks in Colorado got revenge when their Avalanche beat the Devils in the 2001 Stanley Cup Finals over 2 decades after New Jersey stole the Rockies. Number 4, Oklahoma City Thunder. This franchise played in Seattle from 1967 to 2008. Though the Supersonics were a powerhouse in the 90s, they became mired in mediocrity once the 21st century began. The Supersonics couldn't build all-around star Ray Allen, and he was traded to the Boston Celtics in 2007. Seattle had losing seasons in 5 of their 6 seasons there, but fortunes changed when they relocated to Oklahoma City to become the Thunder in 2008-09. Kevin Durant and Russell Westbrook took this group to the playoffs 6 times together. That included a trip to the 2012 NBA Finals and 4 trips to the Western Conference Finals. Even without Durant, Russell Westbrook has helped the Thunder retain their status as a perennial playoff team. Number 3, Colorado Avalanche. This team started out as the Quebec Nordiques. They were a top team during the 80s, but things began to fall apart as the 90s neared. The Nordiques lacked financial support and the Canadian dollar was weak at the time. As a result, the team relocated to Colorado and became the Avalanche for the 1995-96 season. This franchise inherited Hall of Famers such as Peter Forsberg and Joe Sakic. Colorado made the playoffs in each of their first 10 seasons. They won the Stanley Cup in 1996, their first year in the Mile High City, and again in 2001. They also embarked on a stretch of 8 straight division titles. Number 2, Baltimore Ravens. The Cleveland Browns are the ultimate laughingstock of all American sports franchises. They registered losing seasons in 5 of their final 6 years in Cleveland, and Art Modell relocated the franchise to Baltimore as the Ravens in 1996. Ray Lewis wasted little time building up a juggernaut here. The Ravens won the Super Bowl in just their 5th year of existence, and they qualified for the postseason 9 times from 2000 to 2012. They also won Super Bowl 47 to put the cherry on top of their relocation. The Browns were reactivated for the 1999 season, and they've had to watch Baltimore celebrate 2 Super Bowls while their Browns struggle to put together a single winning season. And number 1, Los Angeles Lakers. There was some early success for this franchise when they were the Minneapolis Lakers, but things began to get ugly in the late 50s. Minnesota registered 5 straight losing seasons before moving to Los Angeles for the 1960-61 season. Franchise icons Elgin Baylor and Jerry West turned the Lakers around quickly. They reached the NBA Finals 6 times in the 60s, and again in 1970, 72, and 73. The Lakers also won it all in 1972. Then the legendary duo of Kareem Abdul-Jabbar and Magic Johnson led the Lakers to 5 NBA championships in the 80s. Kobe Bryant and Shaquille O'Neal led the Lakers to a 3-peat from 2000 to 2002. Then Bryant led the Lakers to championships in 2009 and 10. No team has enjoyed relocation as much as the Los Angeles Lakers, from a struggling franchise to all these dynasties. What other sports teams got way better after relocating? Let us know your thoughts in the comment section down below. And don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. We'll see you guys next time.